Hello! In this video, I will be demonstrating how to transfer old policies into the new format. A template has been nicely created for us, and I will begin this tutorial explaining this new template. It's named the Him Man Policy Template 9/27/2018. You know you're in the right template when the date in the corner right here is 9/27/18. You'll need to change this date every time you're working on a certain policy. When you first open the template, it will be blank save for some main sections, policy, guidelines, procedures, etc. They'll always be in this order, but they don't all have to be there. For instance, if the old policy doesn't call for a resources section, simply remove it. If it doesn't have definitions, remove that. I'm going to go ahead and put them back in. I always work with the paragraph markings turned on. You go to home, which we're already in, look for this paragraph marker and toggle it on, and you'll see all these paragraph symbols. And as you have text, you'll also see these little dots representing the spaces. They're in the middle, like right here and here. The paragraph marker symbol is very important because the main thing, the takeaway, is that we must follow the template exactly, and the markers will aid you in doing that. This is crucial for when we compile all these policies into one big file. Each document has to follow the same format in order for numbering to work out, as we'll see. You will see that after every section, there's this section break continuous. We always want the section break continuous on its own line for the sake of consistent spacing. So when you type or paste, it will be on its own line and not like this where it's on the same line as the text. In this case, just hit enter, so it's on its own line, and there's no space between the text and the section continuous, so there's no space. Delete a space if there is one. Now we'll go out and to check the styles of this template. Go home and then look for styles. First, the chapter style. It will appear at the beginning of every document. This will create bold text in a gray background, very noticeable. It's also in all caps. For all of the styles that I will discuss, the capitalization, the font, the color, etc. has already been formatted. You won't be having to click on the chapter style right here since it's already embedded in the template. It's just there in case you accidentally delete this one. Next to it, in the styles, is the policy name style, also in a gray background. It also goes underneath this chapter style right here, so this is the policy style. Next is the section style right here. It's in a dark blue font between two lines, once again very conspicuous. Lastly are the four topic styles: the number, the close bullet, enter, the open bullet, enter, and the triangle. I don't know the formal name of this triangle symbol, so I'm just going to call it the triangle. And hit enter. You notice that after I work on this triangle and I want to go to a new line, it gives you another triangle, but I don't want that one to be a triangle and I want it to be a closed bullet instead. So all I have to do is go back to styles and click close bullet, and it will give you a closed bullet. See how we have very nice cascading of subtopics that's already been formatted. We'll be using the styles most when transferring these policies. We never use the tab button on the keyboard to indent or to create subtopics, because that will create major difficulties when we merge documents. So the tab button, never use it, at least for indentation. That is pretty much it for explaining the template itself. Now we're going to start off with one of the more simple policies to transfer, policy 2025. See this policy here in the old format. very short and simple. However, the indentation is just a bit much. The new template will make everything consistent and much more streamlined. To reiterate, we must work with the paragraph markers turned on. Before we start copying, I'll go and fill in the revised date of the document. So it says here 9/21/18. I'll go fill it in the new template. So double click on the document header, 9/21/18. Remember the paragraph markers in the home tab, or the home tab, paragraph markers. And then see this blank space right here? This doesn't have a style, and we must make sure the content is exactly the same across all documents. Here we put caps lock on, and then put chapter 2 2025 record responsibility, making sure I spell that right. Make sure it's bolded and in italics. And the order of the information on this line is exactly as follows: the word chapter, the chapter number in Roman numerals, the policy number without the word policy, and the name of the policy. Here is the see also. In this case, we don't have a see also in the old document, so we'll leave it alone for now. Double click here. Now to the chapter style. Just click on it and you see the whole word highlighted gray. I'll take off the caps lock because it'll be capitalized either way. I'll go ahead and paste in or type in my case because for the sake of this video, I don't want to switch views too often. Chapter 2, Management and Leadership. Notice that here we put the word chapter, chapter number, and chapter name in that order. In the policy style, we don't get the same highlighting of the whole word as we get when we clicked on this chapter previously. So I'll just delete the letters individually and either paste in or type. In this case, I'll type again. This one is just the policy number 2025, and don't put the word policy followed by the policy name. Record responsibility. So back in the old document, I'll copy the whole of this policy and copy it over. I'll start here and just go to before the paragraph symbol and copy. And that's all there is to this document. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this here. Now when we paste, the format looks very messy, and the very last bullet has had its bullet removed. Whenever pasting, the last item seems to always jump out of format, but as demonstrated, use the style suffixes. So these three are numbers, and these ones are the open or the closed bullets, the first subtopics. Now we don't have spaces between numbers, so we remove these. And the numbers should shift accordingly. We'll need to remove the other unneeded sections, so I'll start at the very bottom and select my way up. Delete. Just delete these. One final thing before we're done is some punctuations. There's a document outlining some rules for punctuation among other stuff. Here I'll remove these semicolons. And this random extra space here. And we're done with this one and it's ready to be saved. There is one more thing that I forgot to mention. I stated before that actively using the styles is highly recommended. I would say it's even necessary to use them. I would like to demonstrate what it looks like to have applied the styles correctly. I've pulled up 4070, one of the longer completed policies in order to show this in action, I'm going to click on the first number. And all the numbers should be highlighted, even across different sections should they be highlighted. If there is any odd one out, that is indication that you've not used the styles. And at that point, your numbering will be messed up in the merge. I just wanted to briefly explain this as I have checked, and I know this one is a good one and that all the numbers are highlighted. The same goes for all your other subtopics, the bullets. See, all these bullets are highlighted. All these, as they skip these open bullets, they're highlighted. And then when you click on these open bullets, they're highlighted. They all should be highlighted simultaneously. And here is a bad example. The results from not using the styles. This one was the new template before the issues were ironed out. The highlighting does not continue across sections. See 1, 2, 3, and then it skips this one. So that is a problem, and it's been fixed in the new template.